Hello, hello. Actually, I have no clue how long the delay is, so could be that none of you hear this. I mean, I assume it's live by now, but hi. I'm not even running an intro today. How are you today, Kati? I am also very excited to slay those spiders. Oh wait, why am I hearing myself? Oh no. 1 second. I am figuring out why I can hear myself. That's why I had my own stream open. Would not recommend doing so when you are streaming. Alright. Let me know how the audio is today, because this game does not want to play along with how I usually do my audio, so I had to do it through a completely different system. I tried like 3 different ways, none of them worked. So my audio balance might be off. My character is slowly becoming an evil demon overlord. I don't know what you're talking about. I've always been an evil demon overlord. How do you mean slowly? I'm just being me today. You know, this is a game that's very dear to my heart because this is what I play when I'm too tired to do anything and I just want to relax. I put on a show and I play this game. So expect me to not be all too good because I am so in the habit of just doing things without thinking. Yeah. So how are you doing? Are the papers treating you nice today? So, first things first, I really like question marks in this game, and I'll follow them always. I don't think it's a good idea necessarily, because early fights can give you cards, which is very important. Also, I will probably die by going to too many elites, but at this stage of the game, I think I can get away with it. You're treating me nicer than my project for sure. I can imagine, mostly since your project wasn't very nice to you today. So, you did eventually figure it out, right? Have you, are you completely done with your project now, or is there still more to come? So these enemies are pretty easy. I think the first free combat or so in every run is quite easy. So yeah, they get stronger every turn, so we're just gonna make sure we kill them in time. Since we are the Ironclad, we'll heal at 6 at the end, so we can take some damage. Which we will use here, because this way we'll kill it in time. I'm completely done with both the work and my nerves. I can very well imagine. So you just need to do exams now? Or do you still have multiple other projects you need to do today? I hope you at least have something to relax with today, because you seem quite busy still. So I killed the enemy. Now I get gold and to pick a good card. So armament is really good because when you upgrade it, it'll upgrade your entire hand. And upgrades in this game are kind of hard to come by. And I'm in the habit of picking every single card I come across. So it seems like a good choice for me. I do like anger. It has the disadvantage that when you have too many, eventually you won't have any blocks because your entire deck is attacks. But usually the enemy should be dead by then, otherwise you'll also be dead. So the downside isn't that much of a downside. And this card is good upgraded, but before it's upgraded, you don't want that. You are trading one card for another card. And you can plan ahead, but that's not worth giving up an entire card. That is a lot of resources for nothing. So let's go armaments. Actually, we should see the map. Where do we upgrade our cards? I think this is the place I want to upgrade my card, so that's soon enough with little enough combat, so anger is not needed. Even if in the first half of this game, well, first chapter, you generally want to have something that can deal damage, because all of the elites, and with that I mean the knob, will punish you for not having enough damage, as well as the sleepy spider, whose name I do not remember. Actually, I do not remember the name of any of these monsters in this game. Jawworm. That might actually be my first time even finding that out. Okay. We can take 2 damage to vulnerable you, or do 12. So we lose 4 damage over. Do we think we're gonna strike it twice next turn? Probably yes. Oh, hi, Mr. Buds. I do hope you enjoy your ban. Goodbye, Mr. Bud. Alright. Yeah, I'll take 2 damage. We'll heal it up after the night fight anyways. That is a lot more damage than I expected from you, Mr. Jawworm. That is not very nice. Guess we took a bad gamble. But I still think it was the right choice. Okay, we first use this because it'll increase our damage overall. This will make it so he attacks harder, so we need to hurry up in killing it. We probably can't kill it next turn, but hopefully the turn after. We probably can take less than 4 damage, so we'll be fine. Okay. Actually, we have more than 18 damage, so goodbye. I love hoarding gold, so if I get a golden idol, I'll always go for it. I don't think the golden idol is a particularly good idea to get every time, because it's a lot of health. Ooh, power cards. This card applies a power to you when used. Powers are passive abilities that remain for the duration of combats. Also, the yellow cards mean they are rare, which generally mean they're better. There's some really bad rares, but overall, if there's a rare, you generally want it. Though Juggernaut is very slow, we don't have additional energy, we don't have that much block yet. Actually, we have more block than we're starting with, so let's take it. And I might upgrade that over Armament, because I believe that decreases the cost. No, it does. It just increases damage by 2. Yeah, that's Armament is still a better choice then. Question marks, here we come. And it was just combat. So we can block everything, but I think I'd rather have this up and just take the 2 damage since I'm ironclad anyways. So do I want to deal 5 or deal upgrade this? Probably upgrade it, right? These are pretty easy to kill once you have damage that isn't coming just from attacks. What are these called? Louse. Huh, makes sense. They're kind of cute. I love their design. Also, they come in reds and green. Red ones make themselves stronger. Green one make you weaker. But overall, will not take any more damage. So with Juggernaut, we kind of want to go some kind of armor builds. Flame Barrier is good, but doesn't synergize that well with Juggernaut because we can't play both. in the same turn. Neither can we... I mean, it means we can only play 2 blocks instead of 3. But it is really strong. Who is the boss? It is quite decent. He has 2 multi-attacks in this pattern. So whenever he's swift in offense, he'll do a 4 times attack. And his second turn in defense, he'll do a 2 times attack. So this should be good against him. I've been spending all day trying to figure out how to turn a GIF into... Oh my god, I said GIF. GIF into a sprite sheet. This has been turning out way more difficult than I thought it would have to, so I'm gonna have to do that manually. But I'm so excited to start making like awesome animations into spells for me, so I can actually show to you guys what I can do. How many Elita are we fighting? Because maybe... Okay, I shouldn't build up bad habits for when I do go into Ascension modes, because right now I could easily fight these elites and walk away pretty happy, but that is probably the most likely way I die. Tip: relics found throughout the spire grant unique bonuses and remain throughout your run. I mean, there's some ways you can lose them, like events, but overall they stay. They can be found by defeating powerful foes or within chests. Got it. Also, chests have rarity. We found the least rare chests. So this should be a common relic. The first time you lose HP, each combat, draw 3 cards. I don't know how good it is. It's probably useful, but it's hard to see like a direct effect from it usually. Okay. Now we can upgrade armaments. And that will mean that when we fight bosses and some elites, our entire deck will be upgraded. So we run into the same dilemma. Do we want 5 damage now? Or do we want +2 damage every time we do it? And pretty sure we want +2 damage, because in free shields we will have gotten more damage out of it. Okay, he will attack, he will also attack, so we're going to want to block. This is +8 and this is +7. So this is 1 extra damage over another block. And we're spreading damage out more, which with these two we probably won, because we want to kill them same turn. Because the moment we kill them, we become vulnerable and take more damage. Oh, well. This is pretty much just a free turn of killing them. Wait, when did we take so much damage? I don't remember us taking damage. But that is probably me not paying attention. Tip: potions, drink or throw potion during combat. Potions stay with you between rooms. And we can keep up to 3 potions. Colors potion. Choose 1 of 3 random colors card to add to your hand. This turn, it costs 0. So we have a defense deck, but without Barricade. Is Barricade even in the starting things of the Ironclad? Because we don't have any unlocked. I assume not. So, not take this. It does upgraded this pretty good, and we do have armaments, but let's get extra draw. Okay. Here we pray that it is not the knob. This is the knob. This is the guy you don't want to see, like, ever. He is very rude and will get stronger each time you do block. So generally he's going to do like 50 damage to you. Well, it's gonna be less bad because we are in early game and things aren't that scary yet. but he will hurt. He's already done 14 damage to us. And there's very little we can do against it, because blocking him tends to not be the best idea. Okay, this deals 9 and this deals 8. 50% is 4. 12. Okay, so they are the same, but this... Oh, wait. They are not the same, because he already was vulnerable. We have taken 28 damage from this guy. And this is why I don't like him. He's a meanie butt. And here we draw blocks, all of which we don't want to play. Well, perhaps I could have played one here, but he's already pretty much on half our HP. He is so rude. But at least this means that our next elite cannot possibly be him. So far, we have removed a strike, so we only have 5 strikes. Perfect strike, probably not worth it anymore. Especially since we are going for a block route. Okay. Normally healing up next time would be a good idea, but it's a Zengen Zero. What's the worst that could happen? Become cursed. We are not gonna see any shop this chapter, so unfortunately I cannot do this. I love taking this one. It's one of the reasons I die the most. It seems so harmless to just take the gold and get rid of it as soon as you can, but it just never works at all. Okay, this guy can hurt pretty hard. You are a slaver, huh? You know, you fight these as part of an elite in the second phase, and I know it's the same guy, but for some reason I never know what his attack pattern is and which of the two he is, because there's also one like him that is dressed in red. So what is he enslaving here in a dungeon? Oh, I believe you can turn these off, right? Yes. Huh. Now it's dark. My soul. Alright. Let's just play this, taking as little damage as possible, because we are going to need all of our health. So you make me vulnerable, weak. Oh, then he's the less scary one, because weak doesn't increase the damage we take. So we're gonna take this slow. Which seems like a good idea for today to begin with. I mean, we can kill him. It's all good. Power potion. Nice. I didn't mean to click that. Anyways. This rare, it's pretty strong, but you basically give up on your healing for the turn you use it, but 3 guards and an extra energy is very strong. And upgraded even 5 cards. So it can save you a lot more health against some of the more scary enemies. This, for example, is a very scary assortment of enemies. There's lots of small ones you want to have some kind of AoE damage. We have not even gotten the choice to pick up any. I guess Flame Barrier technically is one. So we'll just draw our entire hand, armaments, and Flame Barrier. This is 23 block. They deal 12 plus 9, which is less than 23. But we can probably still kill one of them. I think we want to kill the sneaky one, because he deals the most damage. These guys make you weak, the fat ones, but that would be good to kill if there weren't two of them. So we're gonna be weak this entire fight anyway. So we rather have more block. And then we attack you because you're going to die to my damage anyways. I love the music in this game. Wait, can you turn off the torches every time? I thought there were only torches at the start you could turn off. I didn't realize they were all throughout the game. I've played this game for about 600-700 hours. You'd expect me to know that by now. Okay, is this enough? It is not. So we shouldn't play it, it's what I was about to say. But yeah. Okay. Well, we didn't take much damage here at least, so the best this fight can go. So, what is it that you still have to study today, Kati? Is it for an upcoming exam, or is it just a lot that you still have to do? My kitty's been very playful. After the stream's over, I'm gonna give her lots of attention. So, I don't know if this is like worth it. 25 extra from fight is kind of a lot, but also, you know, it's a lot of damage. Maybe I should have picked one of the other options sometimes, but I always take this option because I like my max HP and I don't want curses. Yes, it's one exam that could get me kicked out, so I am... Yes, I can very well imagine some discomfort to come with said subjects. How long do you have to study? Still have no idea what's going on in this game. I don't think I ever will. I thought that was clear from the title. We are slaying all the spiders. We have an infestation in our tower, which also is known as a spire, but that's irrelevant. And then you fight people with carts, I guess. And then, yeah, I'm sure everything's more clear now, right? Okay. Though if you have any more questions, I'm willing to answer all of them, and I'm sure that you'll only get more confused. Got 3 more weeks to study for that one, but man, yeah, that's kind of the worst, because at that point you're like, it's enough anxiety to make you like feel uncomfortable and it's unpleasant, but it's not enough anxiety to make you want to study as hard. So I imagine that's like the worst of both worlds. I should have done this in a different order, but I didn't think I was going to use sacrifice. Is what it's called, right? Offering. I never have to read those names, so I do not know what anything is called, which is true for this game and real life, because I don't remember any names. But yeah, now I will have to remember things because I'm gonna have to talk about them. So apparently these are called sentries. The only one I remember are knobs, because I do not like knobs. They are a stupid knob. Okay, at least we will not take any damage. Sentries are probably the best elites to fight. especially before Ascension 18, you can usually beat them taking 0 to 10 damage. Knobs, you take about 50 damage, and the spider, whose name I will tell you once we face him, because I can actually read it. Those will usually do like 20 to 30 damage. In high ascensions, they might end up doing like 60 damage, and they can end you run if you have a bad deck, but overall, those are better. So far we have mostly bad relics, but we'll survive. Okay. I think there was a way I could kill them that turn. Like the play I did, which I totally realized. This, I think, is a very good relic because it blocks the first turn, which means you can be very aggressive, take things out, and generally the first turn is the one you feel most scared to drawing badly. So this can make a lot of encounters really good. I love corruption, but it struggles a lot when you do not have anything to replenish your cards, because you will lose all of your block very soon, because every time you play them, they are out of your deck. So after your first play of that, like first cycle for your deck, all of your blocks are gone. So maybe I should skip, because I have no strength to go with this. I guess a body slam? Because we do like block. Okay. And now we can upgrade our power, so that we do not need to rely on drawing armaments to upgrade it. So Cuddy, how do you like my shading today, by the way? This seems really good, because this turns into 0, so we can do 25 damage. So I'm starting to think Body Slam might have been a good choice. What day is it today? Wednesday. Friday I'm going to play Death by Daylight, and I am so excited to try and play that game on stream. It seems like a fun game to stream. I will most certainly be playing Killer, even if I haven't played for a while. I usually only play the pig, but they reworked her add-ons, I think, so I don't even know what she's currently does. Well, at least what her add-ons do. But I have all of them plenty, because she's the only killer I play. And I might try other killers, so I can also fail, because I still think the pig is very OP, even if people mock her whenever she gets nerfed by the devs again. I mean, oh, I'm so not used to the new shading, but it looks really cool. It's giving me snake vibes, but that's probably due to the eye. I mean, I guess the eye is pretty snake-like. Yeah, I see what you mean. And the shading does kind of remind me of Orochimaru. I think the way my blood is splattered across my face can also look a bit scaly. So I get what you mean. Especially like this one blob is usually how skills are drawn on those characters. So with the shading, I can definitely see what you mean. I would take off my eye patch, but actually I cannot take off my eye patch on this stream because due to some bug on my computer. So the power of my other eye will have to be contained for this stream. And this is why we took Flame Barrier. Will he do the full 4 attacks? He won't, right? He'll do 2 attacks and switch back. Oh, he does the full attack. Okay. Oh, and due to him switching at that moment, he just goes into defensive mode as a turn. That's really good. And yeah, I'm going to try out lots of shaders. I can't wait till I've got my new computer, probably around March. And then I'm gonna do so many shaders with ray tracing, because currently I cannot do ray tracing at all with my graphics card. So that means that a lot of cool render options are completely out of the question. But I think I could make ray tracing work in VCFace once I get my new computer. And then I can do all sorts of cool things and make everything look pretty. And I can also make a very cool just chatting room. I'm very excited about all of it. You know, playing and talking at the same time is way harder than I expect, and for some reason I have the habit of looking away from my game anytime I'm talking. So that makes it extra difficult. I really don't know how people do it. I guess I mainly just want to feel like I'm talking to another person, and due to that I end up looking myself in the webcam in the eyes, which seems very silly, but it makes me feel like I'm talking to a person instead of just myself. Even though it is ironically the complete opposite at that point. Demon form is very strong, even if it's very slow. We have Anchor, which gives a great opportunity to set it up if you can draw it the first turn. But we are very much building a Juggernaut deck. So we have Iron Waves. We are gonna look for more Iron Waves. They are commons. We have a Body Slam. So we're gonna go full block. So we're gonna want all of the Juggernauts. Normally I'm not that fan of a Juggernaut, but it's a good time to experiment. Oh, I should hydrate. You guys also be sure to hydrate. I also made roasty because I am unfortunately out of my favorite flavor of matcha. So I need to get new ones at the store. So all I had was white tea with rose, which is also very delicious. Right, so we have a burning blood, black blood, which will double our healing. It's pretty good. Sozu, I always want to call this Jozu. That's something else entirely. So this means we can no longer gain potions, which we have quite a few, but we do have a good relic that allows us to stock them a lot more. But it is probably one of my favorite boss relics, so I will probably go for that. Calling Bell gives you free relics and a unique curse. The relics are very hit and miss, and the current relic pool isn't very good yet, because a lot of the good relics, and with that I mainly mean Dead Branch, are unlockables. So I do not think that it's worth having a bad card in our deck for free relics and giving up energy for it. So I like having more energy because it means I can play more cards. And we proceed. So first we check who the boss is. Oh, the first run the bosses are always predetermined, so you're always going to fight first the Guardian, then is this guy called the Guardian? What's the first guy we fought called? Are they both called Guardian? I think it's the champion. And I don't know who the boss is. I'm assuming it's the Awakened, the next chapter. But I know next run our first boss is going to be the big slime. Because speedrunners will always set up so that they clear the first run and then go into the second run with whirlwinds and beat the slime boss with the whirlwinds. It's how people got the world record, and still I think the best way to play this game if you want to go fast. So in the second chapter, it's pretty vital to go for the question marks. The first map, the question marks are hit or miss, but this one has pretty good question marks. One of the question marks allows you to upgrade all your strikes and events, which, if you cannot remove them, is very valuable because they have about a 50% increase in power. Actually, these slightly more than 50%. Also, I think this game will probably be one of the hardest for me to keep talking, because this is very much a game I do to not think about. So the moment I stop staring at myself, my mind just goes like, okay, and I played this card, and I played this card. So I don't know how often or how long I'll be able to stream this game. So this will probably be very much a such done game, where I'll just talk without thinking about it. At least probably later on. So the Chosen will make it every time you play a non-attack card, you shuffle a Daze in your deck. And Daze are cards that you draw and then they go away, but overall they're not too dangerous unless you have too many of them, which I'll probably end up doing because... Oh, I probably could have played this turn better. Oh well. Now I take quite some damage, unfortunately. Which was probably because I played too many cards that made me get Dazes. I drew Dazes. But we only ended up taking 4 damage. Rampage is really good if you can get it early, because then you can get headbutts to keep getting it back, and you can like have a small deck. Flame Barrier is getting a lot better. The upcoming boss has quite some multi-attacks, and one of the next enemies we're going to face is going to be 3 birds that are going to attack 5 times in a row. And for those, we kind of want to have some kind of reflection damage. Also, one of the elites on this floor, actually all of the elites of this floor, have good multi-attacks. Well, there are 3 enemies that don't, but they're 3 enemies, so they're going to attack 3 times each turn because they're with 3 people. So these are the bird enemies, and they're actually called birds. I'm pretty sure we can beat these without taking too much damage, so I am not going to offer my HP. Whoever would be taking my HP, who am I offering to anyways? Is this just to spire? Actually, that pentagram... Are we evil? Is like the spire a good thing? I am not sure about the lore of this game. It's kind of weird how a whale just tells us each time, like, yeah, you guys go kill him, and we're just like, we're on it. I know that there's like an ending where you get some kind of cutscene where you actually slay the spire, I think, but that still doesn't clear anything up. There's probably some lore on the game somewhere, right? Isn't there like a comic or something? So I wonder who we offer to. Maybe the whale. We'll see the whale next turn, next run. Okay. So this is what we want Flame Barrier for. Unfortunately, they're not all attacking, but at least one of them is attacking. So he will attack 5 times, and each time he attacks, we deal 4 damage back. So we will deal 20 damage to him. And we have another one, so we will hit these back pretty hard as well. 20 damage. Okay, that is pretty scary, and for some reason none of them decided to do their multi-attacks, and that seems not fair, and this is a problem. I thought this fight was going to be very easy, but these guys have decided to attack me for 39 damage, and yeah, that's not fair. Okay, now we hope that this hits the one on the back, because otherwise we are screwed. We're so good at this game. See, we only take 13 damage, which against these guys, way more than expected with how good our deck's against them usually. But if that hadn't hit the last guy, so much worse. Okay. And now there's only one left. I was expecting us to gain our health back on this fight, but... yeah, they're dead. Easy enough. Strength potion we cannot take. Do we want another body slam? We're building energy, we're building defense. Yeah, the other two don't seem to fit in our deck at all. These seem really good because when you're upgraded, it's basically just a free attack for that turn. But also that has made me end up with bludgeon early in the game and just die. So 90% of runs, really good cards, 10% card just get you flat out killed. We want question marks over elite, right? Actually, actually 0 question marks for an elite. Yeah, 2 elites and a shop at the end because we haven't had any shops yet. In an abandoned temple, you find a giant book, open, riddled with cryptic writing. As you try to interpret the elaborate script, it begins to shift and morph into writing you are familiar with. Do you read the cryptic book, or do you just leave it there? Let's find out what we can find in it. Odd. The book seems to be about an ancient named Meow, which, by the way, is the whale I've been talking about. I actually have never read these events properly, so maybe we'll find out some lore about it today. Would be nice me actually learning anything about my favorite game. This piques your interest, but you have a general feeling of malaise. Continue, but lose 1 HP. Ouch. The Ancient of Resurrection, Meow, was exiled at the bottom of the spire. You feel compelled to read more, but your body begins to ache. We can endure the pain. At this point, we're committed. We have no choice anymore. Seeking vengeance, Meow blesses outsiders. That's us. Using them for her own purpose. You are starting to feel very weak and tired. Continue. Those resurrected by Meow remember only fragments of their past. Selves cursed to fight for eternity. As you near the final page, your wounds begin to reopen. So we could not take the book and leave with only 6 damage, or we can take, oh wait, we took 5. So with 8 damage or go for 15 damage and get a relic out of it. So let's take our book. Neural's Codex. At the end of your turn, you may shuffle 1 of 3 random cards into your draw pile. This is good when you're trying to do something like corruption, and it allows you to modify your deck in the fight itself, which is a very powerful ability. But it is also very slow. Alright, let's have one more question mark. And then we're gonna see our elites. No, we have lots more health. So we're gonna have to do 3 fights and 4 fights and a question mark and an elite if we take this curse. We do have very little extra draw. We do have 2 pummels, but in 20 card deck, it could be not too bad. And no, do I really need the golds? I've got 481. I do not need the golds. Each time you strike the shrine, gold pours forth again and again. As you pocket the riches, something weighs heavily on you. Okay. You know, maybe now I've done that, I shouldn't fight elites. Especially since we're already down some HP. And this boss is very scary because he's got an execution move which deals like 48 damage. Okay, so this enemy, the cultist, keeps getting stronger each turn, and he will stop us from doing blocks. He only has half the HP, so he's usually a good thing to get rid of first. And we did 30 damage. We're taking 0. We probably want things that make our deck not have non-attack cards, because against him we want to attack a lot. Alright. Maybe I shouldn't draw extra cards with this, but this fight can get really scary, so I would rather deal with it very quickly. Okay. And I think now we block 3 times before he does that, each time doing 7 damage. So we overkill him by 13. So I think I'd rather have the damage on him still, because I think we're gonna kill him fast enough. We take 4 extra damage. We've taken 10 damage this fight just from our own self-harm and damaging things. Alright. Is this a good idea? It is a non-attack card, so probably not, but then I'll get 13 block. And I'll hit you for 16. So I said how we wanted to kill the first guy first, and I think that's generally very true, but the way our hands have, you know, played out, it just happened to not be the way we went. And yeah, I feel like we're gonna kill it before we get to any point he's dangerous. I take no damage from the enemies. Oh, barricade is in our pool. That is good to know. And I'll know in future runs I can go for something with barricade. So barricade would still be really good for us. So we took 0 damage from the enemies, which is very good. We want Iron Wave, though Feel No Pain could be really good. I don't think we have many exhaust cards. We have 1 exhaust card, so that's not good enough to take an entire power that only works once. This would be a lot better if we could find something like that branch or spoon. I'm not sure if bent spoon is currently in our options. All right. Let's get a Juggernaut, upgrade it. Though this costing no energy is also very good, but I'm not sure if that was the best choice or not. I just like upgrading my rares. Okay. I generally want to kill this in 1 turn. I see that's not gonna be an option. I could not resist getting Juggernaut up. This one is really scary because on the 2nd turn he applies 5 turns where your block is worth less, 25% I think, which, you know, tends up hurting a lot. We take 1 damage here, right? 19, yeah, but that's okay. 1 damage we can take. Offering was probably a good choice, but that's the bet. Do I think I'm gonna take less than 6 damage? And I think the answer might be yes. Okay. I do not think I can Juggernaut without taking damage, and we already have 1 Juggernaut up. So yeah. Gain 25 less block for 5 turns, which ends up being a lot of extra damage when he has an attack in his attack pool that deals 20 damage. Okay, and now we do this. Now we don't actually take any damage, and we will attack him back for 22 damage. Wait, not 22, 12. I can do math. Alright. I think he's gonna be dead very soon. We do take 2 extra damage from this. So he only gained 15 armor back. Easy enough. Bye, Fluff Ball of Doom. Okay. Do we want another armament? I think we do. We are like quite big on cards. We want extra upgrades. It does get a lot worse if you draw both in the same turn now. Okay. He deals 21, we only have 16, so we take 5 damage, plus 2. So this guy hurts. He always hurts a lot. Oh, and that triggers before the end of my turn, or at the end of my turn, before my next turn, so I don't even get those cards. How rude. Okay, armaments to upgrades. Then we have this, and we actually kill it. So we probably want an Impervious in our deck, if we get the chance. Shrug it off. Shrug it off seems like a good choice. It's card draw. It's ooh, Shuriken. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain +1 strength. So this is really good for multi-attacks. It's always really strong on the Ironclad. I mean, it doesn't do too much in our deck, but we're still going for more energy. It'll always be very good. Okay. Now we have 2 upgraded armaments, so we are likely to gonna end up with a lot of upgraded cards against elites and bosses. We have so much gold. I think we want to get both of these up. We're only taking damage from our curse. Let's get Headbutt for better damage in future. I do think he also makes us vulnerable though, which is very awkward. He's gonna hit us for 20? Yeah. Okay. So we take 3 damage. Is it worth offering to negate that? Probably not, right? So we take 3 extra damage if we offer. We've already taken 3 damage. Do I think I'm gonna take any more damage? The answer is, to be honest, no. Okay. Even if we're vulnerable again. What are you called? Centurion and Mystic. Flame Barrier. It's been all hitting this guy, and that's exactly what we want, so we've been very lucky with that. Ooh, Rage is a good addition. I hope we can find Rage in our deck. Though, we don't really have enough attacks to make it work. Here you'll see, like, every time we attack, it will trigger Juggernaut if we have it. Which just means tons and tons of damage. I do think it's time we want Entrench, because we have so many things that cost block, and we have 2 body slams. I think, does Entrench count for Juggernaut? For some reason, I don't remember it doing so, but... Okay. Yes. Wait, if I haven't got any of the other characters unlocked, does Prismatic Shard do anything but give me colorless? I hope so. Anyways, all three of these are great cards. So, actually, I don't know if Prismatic Shard is a great card, but I love it. It allows you to get colorless and card from other colors. So, you can get all of the characters with any character as long as you have this. Reticle, your HP is at 3 or below, 50% or below, you gain 3 additional attack, which means you can end up throwing out a lot of damage as long as you're low enough health. It's really good. I think this is exclusive to the Ironclad. And Jusu bracelets, so prayer beads. Normal enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark room. This is one of the best relics if you can get it early. We're getting it quite late. It would have been better if we gotten it before chapter 2, but I'm still gonna love it in the next chapter because it means we are safe from a lot of fights if we choose so. Metallicize, at the end of your turn, gain 3 block. This does trigger Juggernaut, amazing. I think we're gonna save our gold for the next turn. They're pretty solid, but not enough that I'm like, I'm gonna give up a relic for this. Okay. So this guy keeps getting stronger and keeps summoning minions. So you want to kill his minions while also killing him in time because he can do a lot of damage after a few turns. Gremlin leaders, and then you've got like Sneaky Gremlin, Fat Gremlin. This is just better, and I don't think I need either of them. Battle Trance is an amazing card because it allows you to draw 3 cards. It stops you from drawing any more cards that turn, but if this is your only draw card, it's just draw 0, gain +2 cards. And our drawing's pretty lax. Like, pommel strikes become good draws, but you need to upgrade them. So, overall, no real downside. Also, you can do it in order, so unless you draw and to draw, they're not bad. I definitely think I'm gonna need this energy. Okay. Let's shrug it off. I was hoping to find an armament here, but you win some, you lose some. Flame Bearer is probably better, right? Okay. So we will be weak. Only 18 damage, unfortunately. But I do think we need to hit him for 18 damage because it's starting to get scary. Actually, there might have been better ways to approach this because we're taking a lot of damage with him doing 27. I mean, all planned to get the Rotko Octave. Okay. Battle Trance. We do 33 damage. Cleave. We haven't found any AoEs this fight. For the elites in the second chapter, you really want to have lots of AoEs because 2 out of 3 elites, they have multiple enemies. Okay. This will do 13. We lose 1. Oh, we lose 0 HP. Unfortunately, he will make us weak again. Luckily, he won't make us weak again because he won't be alive long enough to do it. Because we're incredibly lucky. Let's see. Oh, maybe I should have done this first because now it's a downside. But that's okay. Because he will be dead. So I guess there's no downside. Wing boots. This is a rare relic. I don't know if I like it that much. Like, it's really good, but also I always feel like I don't want to use it, and then I end up using it to just get some relics, and it just feels like luster. It is probably really good, but I just struggle using it. Okay, so we do get cards of the other classes already. Pressure point. Apply 11 mark. All enemies lose HP equal to their mark. This is a really strong option for, what is she called? Anyways, for the class that this is for, this is a really strong option because you can have lots of pressure points, and then it's a common, you'll find them all the time. And then you can just have 5 of them and just stack them. But I think this time we're gonna go with Protect, because that is a very solid block. Actually, thinking ahead, I don't think the first time, they're not gonna make us fight the Time Lords the first time, so this is just a pure upside, allows you to think. I also love the art of this, because this is, I think, like Final Fantasy Tactics, kind of tactics game. I love the little slime art. It is so well done and so cute. I love it. Okay, let's proceed. Before you lies an elaborate shrine to forgotten spirits. Okay, we get to upgrade something. What do I want to upgrade? I like upgrading my powers because those will never come back, so I can never hit them with armament. So I think that's a good option to go for. Yeah, and then we should probably heal. Normally in Ascension 1, I wouldn't care much of, well, Ascension 0 even, I wouldn't really care about healing, and there aren't many bosses I fear, but this guy, I fear him. Unless you can deal 200 damage in a turn, or over 2 turns. The execution end up killing me too many times. So, if we have less than 24 health at the end of the fight, we made a good choice. If not, it might have been the wrong choice. Actually, our deck's pretty good against him, I think, so maybe it's not what I want to do, but... Do we take 2? Do we take 2 for... No. I don't Corruption, right? A Whirlwind? I don't Whirlwind. He's the only enemy. At least we'll deal at least 7 damage each turn. Okay. Juggernauts, nice. And 14 is more than, 6. So he also has vulnerable and frail, ends up doing a lot of damage. Especially since I drew armaments, I kind of want to have lots of cards. Then I'm gonna draw 2 and put armament on top of my deck. This way I can have it next turn. Though I do not want to use Pommel Strike then, but I think I don't want to anyways because blocks give so much damage. Maybe I would have wanted 1, but... Ooh, and now I got another armaments upgrade though. Most of our decks already upgraded. Unfortunately, we didn't draw shield block. Oh, now we got to test. Does this or does this not trigger Juggernaut? It does. Nice. So we might have wanted to consider not attacking him there because now he's gonna get he's gonna buff himself, and after that he's gonna start his scary attack patterns. So I might have wanted to prepare better for this than I actually did, because I am not prepared, and now I'm gonna take a lot of damage, and I'm going to be vulnerable, and I'm gonna be weak. So if you want to die against this boss, do what I did and don't plan ahead. Okay, So he does 54 damage. We certainly do not have enough health. We do not have enough block to stop this. Fiend Fire. Fiend Fire looks good. I've played this game with music for like 400 hours, and then I turned it off and I never listened to it again. I love the soundtrack of this game. I guess I only turned it off because I've heard it so much and I wanted to play different music, but I'm glad to be hearing it again. Okay. He's not that scary this time around, and we have Entrench. So now we're getting pretty good. Also, worth noting, 23 health. We would have died. It would have died by 1 HP. I mean, we do have potions and we might have been able to save it, but we would have died by 1 HP. I would have been so sad. So I am very happy with the choice I made of healing before the fights. Okay, so we have electrodynamics, which is a very nasty subject in school for some of us in chat, but in the card is actually quite good. It'll be strong AoE, though the main time I want this is gonna be at the start of chapter 2, so maybe it's a little too late for it, and if we face the Awakened, this is kind of awkward because it's a power. Secret Weapon, put an attack card from your draw pile in your hand. Just very solid option. It's a tutor for an attack. I think I want this so I can get Body Slam. Ray Form, it seems really strong. You are attacked. So are you doing electrodynamics right now? Because that seems like a subject you'd suffer under. This gains 3 intangibility, so it basically makes you almost immune for 3 turns, and then you basically just die because you can no longer block. So this is a very good, like, last-ditch effort. I always feel awkward when I draw it, and I'm sure it can be really good. There were times where I really loved this one, but I've just not been taking it anymore, and seeing our deck, worst possible choice. Okay, so that count. I got electromechanics and technical dynamics, yeah. Exactly, so they just use weird names, but that is technically what they mean, right? See, we're suffering an equal amount, because I got it as a bad card, you get it as a subject. This causes similar amount of suffering, right? As much suffering as Joe had in our last playthrough of Kimigashine. Fusion Hammer allows you to no longer smith. We're not gonna face that many rest sites anymore, and we have 2 armaments, so I think this is what we want. Coffee Dripper. Gain 1 energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer rest. Oh, don't remind me. Oh, I'm sorry. Instead, we'll talk about happy things. So, how is your Danganronpa playthrough going? Are you finding a lot of, I don't know, what trial you're at? What game are you even playing? I think you're playing 3. Are you playing them like in random order, or are you playing any specific right now? And Runic Pyramid at the end of your turn. No longer discard your hands. This can be really good, but can also mean you end up with a card, with a hand of cards you don't want to play. So I am going for Fusion Hammer. Hydration time. By the way, I do hope the sound is good, because this game's sound is, I don't know. Yes, I'm playing Fee Free because they got the most awesome detective. Really? Who Who is it? I can't remember any awesome detectives in that game. Huh. I remember like somebody with insects and some emo guy with a hat and a robot, but no awesome detective. All right. We probably want to shop, right? Or do we want to shop? That is so many question marks, and we have something that makes it no, so I'm just leave my emo boy alone. I mean, I'm not attacking him. He's fine. I just, you know, he's not a detective of any sorts. I mean, what does he really figure out? He seems like the least observant Danganronpa protagonist, and that says a lot. Like, Makoto was better at finding clues than him. So, is that really his ultimate? Like, an ultimate means you are the best at something. Nobody is better at it than you. I just don't buy it. Like, Kokichi is better detective than he is. Kokichi is like a villain. I mean, he's trying and he's cute, sure. But, yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to drag your Oshi as such. I don't want any of those. He's just very self-conscious. Yeah, he should be. Have you seen, like, his discovery skills? I mean, he couldn't even figure out that his best friend killed somebody. I mean, in the end, he did, but took him some time. So normally these are really scary and needs to be dealt with as soon as possible, but this time they seem pretty alright. Because I have ways to deal damage without attacking them ever. I could have attacked for free there. I am a fool. Oh, no, Mr. Bots, I do not think that that is a good idea, and I hope you enjoy your ban. Okay, let's see. We metallicize and we just use more damage. Okay. Also, we have golden idol still, so we're getting a lot of money from that. All of these seem very solid cards, but they just do not go with our deck. Tip: rewards. Don't forget your rewards. I am not forgetting about them. I do not want them. Oh right, I can change where I go with the winged boots. Yeah, I'm probably not going to use any of the winged boots. Probably would have been a good idea to plan around it, but I did not, so yeah, that is going to end up not happening. Okay, I want something. Do I take 6 damage? Yeah, I'm gonna heal it up, and I don't think these are gonna deal damage to me if I have all these cards and damage. Okay. Actually, this would have just been more block with no downsides. Okay. Oh. You know, I played that terrible. There could have been so many ways I did that better, and I didn't. But also, it matters 0. So I guess it's gonna be fine. And you're dead. Okay. Be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Let me put on some nice music. Where is my music? Wait, do I not have music? I do have music. Alright, be right back. And I'm back. Oh, okay. Hold this 0 for a block, can never improve. 7 block exit stands. Up to 10 block. It's just slightly better than a normal block. I don't know if we want it. I don't think we want any of these somehow. Skim's also decent. Gets extra draw, so none of those are particularly bad, but also we already have this many cards. I see I took a great bet with finding shop, even if this is the worst shop ever conceived, because there is White Beast Statue. Potions always appear in combat rewards, which isn't very good when you have in fact something that allows you not to pick up those potions. Toy Ornithopter. Whenever you use a potion, you gain 5 health. You know, very good ability if you didn't have something that allowed you not to pick up potions. Hand Reel, whenever you break an enemy's block, apply to vulnerable. I don't think we're going to face anything anymore that has block. I'm trying to think, is there like an enemy I could face that has block? Like, I know there are plenty of enemies. There's one enemy. There's like a tentacle monster with a red orb in the middle, and he will block. But we're not gonna pay 150 gold for that. I think I take Berserk and gain 1 extra energy. And then just go as it is. And we will go for this shop. Like, I'll just go this route and then take that shop. Actually, since I'm not using my wing boots anyways, I will go this question mark, this elite, this question mark, treasure, and then probably like here, and then I guess I can just keep that route at that point. I don't know, none of them seem overly good, even with wing boots. Mostly like they all seem the same. Match and keep. 12 cards, match to keep them. 5 fries, no do-overs. Are you ready? Let's start. I probably should have read for dialect. Let's play. Bash. Bash is one of the worst starting cards. Like, both of them have starting cards. I've seen a lot of people like Bash, but I don't think Bash is actually that good. Like, it deals too little damage for 2 energy. Vulnerable for 2 turn isn't good enough. Upgraded 3 turns, it's a little better. But you have, like, even to, like, vulnerability tools, you have better ones. So, no. Okay. Normality. Worst curse in the game. We do not want it. There's a Juggernaut. We've got to shrug it off. This was Juggernaut, right? We have a third Juggernaut. Even though having 3 powers against the boss we're gonna face soon might not be the best idea. You know, gonna be okay. You happen upon a group of what looks like purple fire spirits dancing around a large bonfire. Oh, look at the little cuties. Can I have them as pets? Maybe I should make this my pet. Because I'm still looking for a pet or a plushie to have as a companion. Some kind of familiar. These guys would be cute enough. The spirits toss small bones and fragments into the fire, which brilliantly erupts each time. As you approach, the spirits all turn to you expectantly. What are we gonna give them? Offer? Okay. I mean, we could give them an offering. I mean, offering isn't bad, but, you know, I like these guys, so let's give the offering as an offering. You you toss an offering into the bonfire. The flames burst, nearly knocking you off your feet, and the fire doubles in strength. The spirits dance around you excitedly before merging into your form, filling you with warmth and strength. Your max HP increases by 10, and you are healed to full. We were full health, but, you know, 10 max HP, not bad. Alright. I don't know if this boss is like a scarier one or not. Okay, let's get an Iron Wave. This might come to bite me, but yeah. I want to +1 energy. We have lots of draw, so like now we have 6 energy per turn, which is a lot. Okay, we double Juggernauts. We shrug it off. Okay. Oh, I should have placed a block. I would prefer not to take 37 damage, thank you very much. And let's take a rage. So when these hits, they put wounds in your deck, which are just cards you cannot play and you cannot get rid of without the proper tools, which we do not really have. Okay. Let's see if we can kill you in time. The answer was luckily yes. And we can play all of our cards. So we take no damage, and we did a good amount of damage. That was a good turn. I am feeling pretty good about our deck. And rages also seem very good. I don't know if it was the correct decision for me to even pick up a prismatic shard, but I always do it. Like, even whenever it's not the right choice, I always do it. We do 19 damage each time we block now. Which this turn is gonna be a lot. I think I want Barricade. Bag of Preparations. At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. It really helps getting rid of some of the dangerous first draws. This is the starting relic of another first character. It's probably one of the worst starting relics still, but it's welcome to addition. I don't think I want any of these. No, actually, draw 2. We're gonna have 6 energy a turn, so draw 2 actually seemed pretty good. Okay, we'll use another Winked. Oh. Kunine is pretty insane. This will give us a reason to use attacks. We are a little low on attacks, but it's probably worth it. Yeah, let's go for Kunai. And save our money because we are seemingly ending up with a lot of extra shops. As slowly as you make your way up the twisted pathways, you constantly find yourself losing your way as the wall and the ground seem to inexplicably shift before your very eyes. The constant whispers in the back of your head aren't helping things either. Passing by the structure you're certain you have previously seen, you start to question if you are going insane, or if the impossible geography of this place is starting to get to you. You need to change something, and soon That's what the voices say anyways. And why would the voices in your head lie? So we can embrace the madness and receive 2 madness. We can focus. We will become cursed, and it's a nasty curse. The curse will make us to draw a card in our first turn, basically always be useless. It's less bad because we have the backpack, or we can retrace our step, which costs some of our max HP. I think the option I go for is clear. Let's embrace the madness. Something in you cracks. Only the truly mad can understand a place like this. So you give in to the chattering voices and to continue on with a new perspective. Things do seem to make so much more sense now. And we found our way out. Okay, I don't think we need that anymore. Let's just go for all the question marks. Lantern, solid, first turns. So we can lose our golden idol and get 33 or gain max HP. Let's take a lot of golds, which gives us a reason to go to the shop. Okay. Marbles. Bag of marbles. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerable to all. It's not an amazing relic, but it makes your first turn really strong. I don't know if I want it, but probably not gonna have anything better with my gold. Wait, didn't I take a curse I need to get rid of? Oh, sure, I had a curse some point. Probably already got rid of it, seeing now it's 100 gold. Master of Strategies, really strong, just 3 extra cards. Least Waffle, it gives me more max HP and raises it. Yeah. I think that was my best choice. Just some max HP and heal and get the marbles. I think I prefer the marbles over 7 more HP, seeing how we're not gonna heal much more. So, yeah. Actually, maybe we're gonna heal because we are gonna fight one more elite now. Right. This seems like an easy enough fight. Okay. So what do I want to do this turn? I definitely want a body slam. I should have picked a body slam. For some reason I assumed I wouldn't body slam. So let's wheel, because we're gonna have enough damage this turn. Okay. So I use my madness, and now this is gonna be free for the rest of the game. Game, fight. Okay. And I get to kill one of you. Which I guess I'm gonna go for you. Though he's generally the one you want to kill first, but the other one always ends up doing more damage to me. And 30 is so easy to do. Like, if there were maybe 2 of them, I would have considered killing him first, but there was only 1, so armaments. Okay. We won't take any damage still. We got more energy. I kind of wish I could upgrade it, just so that the weakness isn't vulnerability isn't for 2 turns. But for the final boss, I'll have Ancient Relic anyways. And we killed it in time, so we're all good. We are very based on powers, and the final boss we're facing has a very nasty power, where each time we use a power, he will gain strength, so that's gonna be very scary. We also haven't been able to use our kunai shuriken very much. Hologram. Gain 5 luck, put a card from your discard pile into your hand. Very solid. We have enough energy to make it work. It's one of my favorite cards. It just allows you to do so much. It's 1 energy is a big cost, but it just ends up enabling so many cool things. You have so much control. Let's start with this. I think we want to body slam twice. So I'm going to body slam for 42 damage, get it back, and then body slam for 51 damage. We did 100 damage to him on turn 1. That's pretty good. So his power is that he can only be attacked on every odd turn. So turn 1 we can attack him. But now we're going into turn 2. And then he has intelligibility. Reduce all damage taken and HP loss to 1 this turn. Intelligibility is reapplied every other turn. So now we can't really do anything, and we run into a further problem where we didn't draw any blocks. Okay. We are going to take 8 damage. If this wasn't the Sentient Zero, this could be a moment we would have died, because that is very painful. I mean, this time wasn't too bad, but... secret weapon. Okay. I guess I don't really want any of those, so... And just focus on dealing damage this turn, because he's not intangible. Ooh, actually that's a terrible idea. Because he's gonna put bad things into her deck that is already really small. Wait, they go into this purple. Okay, that's a lot better. But, yeah, he's going to do 67 damage this turn. I might or might not have made a mistake last turn. So, yeah, this is gonna be very painful. We are very lucky we drew... Oh, the block. That attack, not very pleasant. It's all my own fault. Because I knew he was gonna do a big attack soon. Like, either he was gonna do a triple attack or was gonna do a big attack. Okay, and next turn we can kill him. Even though it's his intelligibility turn. You know, we're gonna only have 3 attacks. But surely we can do 3 attacks, right? See? Never a doubt in my mind. Okay. Noxious Fumes is one of my favorite things from this island. The card art is also kind of funny. The gremlins just dying to the fumes. At the start of your turn, apply 2 poison to all enemies. So as long as you have this up, you never need to technically attack again, because enemies will just die. So as long as you don't take damage, enemies will die. Acrobatics is draw 4, discard 1 is a very solid choice. And seeing how much energy we have, I think I kind of want it, because we had a few times where we drew very badly. So with 6 energy, it's probably worth it. This fluff ball, probably one of the scariest in chapter 2, but seeing how we're at the end of chapter 3, he's gonna be like no issue. Okay. And we'll hit him for 50. That puts him to 10. We take no damage. I think he gained like 30 thing and 30 armor here. It's only 15 still? 25. Okay. So we need to do 35 to him in a few turns. Should be easy enough. Okay. I was gonna say we needed to kill him instead of whatever we did, but we have been very lucky with our random strikes, so it's all planned. It's not luck at all. I'm just that good. Draw 2, put one on top of my deck. Let's draw the Madness next turn. Okay. Vulnerable. Actually, we should probably vulnerable him. Okay. But it didn't matter in the end. Easy enough. Do I want to Berserk? No. I mean, that draws are the worst thing against him. We're gonna have plenty of energy for whatever he can do. And he's dead. Nice. Anything good? I don't think we want any of that. Let's heal up and fight the boss. Alright. Let's start with the Madnesses. So we're gonna give you a lot of damage. Because we will use our powers, because a lot of our damage comes from our powers, so we're gonna have to keep using them. I do wanna do full damage, so I can't acrobatics. Okay. Yeah, I'll kill them and then deal with that. Then he'll be dead next turn, so we only need to worry about him. I don't know if picking powers against Awakened is the best idea, but I'm not gonna pass up another Juggernaut. Okay, we offering. Okay, we have Berserk. I'm gonna use an Ancient Potion. This will negate one debuff, which includes the one from Berserk. So now we have extra energy and no downsides. I want my Body Slam back. I don't think I want Metallicize this time around. Okay, gotta use an offering. Sure, I'll Impervious. I kind of wish I'd Barricade, because all of this armor is gonna be lost soon. Yeah, I'll give him a third attack. And then we... Oh no! Oh, that is unfortunate. I should have looked in my deck probably. So if I had this, I would have done double damage, but I just didn't draw it in time. I think I could have drawn it in time even. Oh no, I probably made a mistake there. But... the Awakened, even if I'm like, this is like the worst thing to fight Awakened with, and even this I don't think it's gonna be too scary. Even if I'm taking a ton of damage here, this is generally like about as bad as it gets. Like 44 damage when he's got +5 attack. About as scary as he gets. We still have 60 health. We can take another of those without any block, and we are focused on block, so... And we are going to not pop him. Okay. We will pop him next turn. And now he's asleep. And he'll wake up next turn. With a second phase. I wonder what he is. I think this is what all the cultists are praying against. I never really paid attention to it. Also, he has a dagger in him. In phase 2, you can find, in chapter 2, you can find a sacrificial dagger. I think that's it. I think this is what they're trying to summon. He is really cool. Okay, let's do an acrobatics. So many good cards. Okay, let's just build a ton of defense. Let's shrug it off just in case we get we got shield block, body slam. Okay, we did 120 damage, we didn't take any. Yeah, we've won this. Yeah, he's gonna deal 45 damage. This is his most scary attack, and I think we're gonna be just fine. I'll take a ghostly armor. Is he dead? He is not dead yet. Oh, barricades! Oh, he's dead. Well, that was easy enough. I can't believe this took me like an hour and 40 minutes. Dump. 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 A deep, pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire? The source of this evil? You ready your blade. You deal 837 damage. The heart squirms and bleeds, but is ultimately still pounding. Are your mightiest attacks not enough? You ask yourself, have I been here before? You feel that you have dealt a total of 216,884 damage to the heart. A total of 14 billion damage has been dealt by all who have challenged it. The heart pulses louder and louder as your consciousness fades. Victory? Ascension unlocked! And we have new unlocks. So I don't know if you can do 2 in the first one. You probably can, right? Especially seeing how I only got 50 from champion. And yeah, you should be able to do a lot better in the point wise. So I assume you can get both. Okay. Note. Unlocked show up in future runs. So now we can get limit break, which doubles your strength. Upgrading it removes the exhaust. So if you got a short deck, you can, or headbutts, you can have a very strong strength. And I have had runs where you had 300 strength at the end of it and you just kill everything in one hit. Spot the weakness is very strong as well. If the enemy intends to attack, gain 3 strength. There is a gain 2 strength and 3 if you upgraded power. This isn't a power, it is condition, but it keeps coming back. One of my favorites, Ironclad deck cards. Deal 14 damage. Strength affects this card 3 times. So this card seems really strong and it can be really strong, but there are many things that attack multiple times which end up being just as good for way less energy. Upgraded, it is +5. But if you don't intend to upgrade it, it's just not good enough unless you have a lot of strength. But then it's not that this is the best one, just you'll want all of them. Proceed. New character unlock. So this is the Silent and she's my favorite character. You know, I was expecting to do like 10 runs today. Because lately, whenever I've been playing on my off time, this game, a run takes me about 30 minutes, like 20 to 30 minutes. This is, you know, been just a few minutes longer, an hour and 40 minutes, yeah. So I don't know if I can do even another run, but I'm going to do it later. I want to play as her. She's so good. Actually, I don't even know if she's the best, but I always found it the easiest to beat Ascension 20 with her. She has, at the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. So your first turn tends to not be as bad as some of the other characters. Like, card draw early on is really strong, and it just makes the RNG be less. And she has like poison themes and... Greetings, I am Meow. Reach the boss to receive more blessings. So whenever you reach the first boss, you get 4 options instead of 2 with really good options. Enemies in your next free combat have 1 HP. So if we go here, we can see that we only have 1 combat before an elite. So if we pick that, we could possibly fight an elite with only 1 HP. That is saying that not 2 of these, we can have 1, but not 2 of those have combat in them. Or we can take 7 max HP, which is very strong because all healing, well, not all healing, but a lot of the healing, especially at rest camps, will scale with HP. So let's go for this because a relic is worth a lot, and all this extra HP we're saving from the first few fights means we get to fight more elites. It's very good on chapter 1, this potion. Later on it becomes near useless. That deadly poison is really strong, as it will do, poisoned creatures lose HP at the start of each turn, reduce poison by 1. If you can stack poison, it's incredibly strong. Dagger Spray is also really good, which does 4 damage to all. Masterful Stab costs 1 additional each time you lose HP this combat. So this can be pretty bad if you take a lot of damage. Early Ascensions is really good, but I don't want to start picking it up just because of that, because later on it's hard not to take some damage on fights. So do we go multi-attack or poisons? We've seen that in the pool are Shuriken and Kunai. So I think I want Dagger Spray. Though this is a cool mechanic. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go Deadly Poison so I can show off the mechanic. Among the stone and boulder, you notice intricate large blue statue resembling a wing. You find gold spilling from its crack. Maybe there's more inside. So I can pray to the statue, which means that I think this is like a statue of the Awakened, right? Because I think that's the blue wings. So this is like the boss of the last fight statue, and we pray to lose to get a card, or we can attack it when we have a card that on its own deals 10 damage, which we do not. If you break it, you get a lot of gold. It's really nice. Someone once told you of a cult that worships a giant bird. As you kneel in prayer, you begin to feel lightheaded. You wake up sometime later, feeling strangely fleet of foot. So we're going delay, which means we kind of want to have most our blocks. So let's start with strike. I think this, like, the silence starts with more blocks than the other classes. Okay. Is it combat? Is it combat? It is not. You spot a loose brick within a pillar that catches your eye. Continue. You find a folded note and a card inside. It reads, "The heart awaits." This is your handwriting. Take the Iron Whale and store a card. So now we can take Iron Wave and we can store something in it. Neutralize is a very strong card. I probably shouldn't put it in, but I don't want to leave something bad in there either. Okay. So we need to hope that this isn't combat. We at least kill these for free. And we get dash. Is 10 block, 10 attack. It's basically double, like normal blocks and almost double strikes. But you do have to like do 50-50 rather than much in either. Expertise, I think it's really good, but I also never find myself taking it anymore. Because it's like you need to play it before drawing and it just feels awkward. So only if you have a really cheap deck. Or discards. Discards work really well as well. Sucker Punch is another way to apply weak. You already start with Neutralize, but even then, its weak is really good to minimize a lot of the damage. Especially since this game seems to round down, so 25% rounded down is a lot. I also like the art of just the teeth flying, it's really well done. Okay, but let's go for dash. It's also an uncommon instead of a common. Not combat, not combat, not combat. Yes! As you walk into the room, you hear a gurgling and a grinding of metals. Before you is a slime-like creature that ate too much crap for its own good. From the center of the creature, you see a glint of a strange light. Perhaps it's something magical. It looks like you can get some treasure if you reach inside its opening. However, the acids and the sharp object may hurt. Gotcha time! Ow! All you find is corroded metal and a bit of burning pain. However, you're still convinced there's a relic. Give me the relic! Ooh, nice. I've had times where I needed to like do this like 5 or 6 times, so you know, second attempt, not bad. Success! After rummaging through the metal and burning acids, you finally grab a hold of a relic and yank it out. You pull your way out of the use. Damage, but rewarded. Ah, this is the spider. Lagafulin? I'll be honest, that is not what I thought it would be called. I thought this would be like Sentry Pod as well. I know there's another monster called Sentry, but yeah. Early fights, like early Ascensions, this is one of my favorite bosses to fight. The later Ascension one is kind of quite scary. Also, the relic we got. Enemies with weak deal 40% less damage rather than 25%. We really need to get more weak again. Oddly smooth stone, +1 dexterity, very strong. So normally this would be an easy infinite blade pick, nothing to think about it. It deals 4 damage each turn. It gives an attack which synergizes with a lot of the things you do. Like over time it ends up being really good. Its upgrade makes you draw it first each time, so it can be really consistent. But Sucker Punch. Normally Sucker Punch wouldn't be as good, but since we have Paper Crane and no other forms of weakness anymore, we're going a slow build, so seems great. Okay. Can I find more elites? No. I think the elite we just fought, like we're gonna find one more elite and that's it. Fair enough. Okay, so we start with this. This. We take no damage and we dealt 18. About as good as you can get early game. This one on its own also isn't very scary. I think this is a weaker enemy. Like I think the first 3 fights are weak fights, and after that the fights get scary. let's just kill it. Alright, leg sweep, which applies weak. I think we want leg sweep. Blur, gain 5 block. Block is not removed at the start of your turn. I always undervalue this card, I think. Like, it is a really strong effect, but yeah. I also like... It's just not good enough if you are using all your energy optimally each turn. But it stops you from wasting your energy, basically. Okay, Deadly Poison, into turn will already do 9, which is more than anything else will do me. I hate these guys. So normally I like to play quite defensively. Looter steals 15 gold whenever it attacks. So this guy takes my gold, and I very much like my gold. So he will have to die quickly. Even if I block more this turn. Because after a certain amount of turns, I don't know how many it is, I'm pretty sure it's random. So now he starts to like block, which means the turn after that he's gonna leave me. So I need to deal 4 damage, well, 6. But we have this, yeah. So if we didn't kill him this turn, he intends to escape. So he would take all my gold and go away. It's not very nice of him. No! 30 gold, stolen back. And we got 15 extra gold because he had some gold on him. Black potion, really good. Choke. Deal 12 damage. Whenever you play a card this turn, loses 3 HP. Really good when you have lots of zero cost cards and cards to generate other things. The Infinite Blades we were thinking about picking up last turn synergizes really well with it. Choke's a little bit worse at chapter 1 because you only have 1 energy. It's really good once you have more energy. We're going for a poison stab because we're poisoning things, and poison really benefits from having more because you only decay by 1. So if you have free poison, it means you just do 3 damage every turn if another poison's taking Ooh, so this is the highest grade chest of trash, as you can see. At least I'm pretty sure. So this has rare relics or uncommon relic in golds. It looks really fancy. Matrishka. The next 2 non-boss chests you open contain 2 relics. So we get nothing now, but the next 2 chests we get 2 relics. We believe we can choose not to open common chests if we want to keep the charge. But we also aren't guaranteed to find the right amount of chests. Like, it's possible that we'll only find 2 more chests in the rest of the game. Okay, they do 13, so if we sucker punch, that'll be enough. If I sucker punch you, that means 6 damage kills you, which means I can kill you with a normal strike. Also, this is a more difficult encounter. The easier version of this encounter is 2 louses, and this is already 3. But of the difficult encounters, this is like the least scary one. 8, we don't have enough. Let's just go for no damage, please. You know, somebody who's lactose intolerant shouldn't eat cheesecake. I don't know, every time I'm like, I think it'll be fine. What is the worst that could happen? Turns out the worst that could happen is lots of suffering. And contrary to popular belief, I do not like suffering. Adrenaline, one of the best rare cards in the game. It is 2 cards, 1 energy. It's only bad if something punishes you for drawing cards, which is basically just the Time Lord. So unless you face the Time Lord, you want Adrenaline. I don't think there's a time you don't want Adrenaline besides that. Like, even even the chosen one, is it chosen? The cultists that punish you for playing skill cards. I guess Knob. Knob is another situation you might not want it, but it's so good that even against the Knob, I'm not sad about it most of the time because you kill the Knob quite faster. Okay. So when I started this game, for me, the box was always a no-brainer. Also, as you make your way down a long corridor, you see a banana, a donut, and a box floating about. No, upon closer inspection, they're tied to strings that come from holes in the ceiling. There is a quiet cackling caw from above as you approach the object. What do you do? So, I would always pick the relic. I don't think that's the correct choice unless you can remove it, because regret ends up causing, as it said, quite some regret. Especially if you're not the Ironclad, you're gonna take a lot of damage from it. And the relic has often been a common relic. I actually think the donut might be the best option because it gives you 5 max HP, which is only slightly worse than like a strawberry, which is a common relic. Healing 23, really good if you need health, but most of the time I prefer permanent upgrades in chapter 1. Like, unless that can make you fight another elite, it's healing is less good. Okay. This is probably one of our worst opponents for our specific build. That's not true. Probably the Knob still. I don't think there's like ever a build that I'm happy to see a Knob with. Okay. So these put 2 daces in your deck every turn. Or, well, every other turn, and attack you for 10, and then they're in a certain pattern. Their attack pattern's always the same. The Fluck is always the same attack pattern. The Knob is a random attack pattern until you unlock the Ascension 18. Okay. So this is basically their scary turn. Well, they'll do 18 damage. But also you're gonna want to kill these in time, so I'm gonna take 6 damage so I can kill you next turn. Because otherwise they're gonna fill your deck with daces. You're already gonna have a lot of daces, and that means you're gonna take more damage in the long run. So sometimes you want to take early damage so you can not take damage later. I am sure that if you can like calculate which pattern they attack and how much damage you're expecting to do each turn, which is like 6 to 12, you can determine which one you want to attack first. That is way too much math for me. I am just gonna stab them and be like, yeah, if I take 10 more damage, so be it. I feel like we've not gotten many relics. Like, we started with one. I guess I did also not choose a relic I could have picked. But on lower ascensions, I'm used to like getting a ton of elites. But there were only 2 that we could possibly take, and we took both of them. Okay. My nose is itchy. Alright. 3 days, not too bad. Let's see, we gain some block, and well, we do end up taking 2 more damage, but it could be worse. And he's dead. Like, even if those were like one of the worst, if I had like one of the worst deck for fighting them, this still like only ended up taking 6 plus 3 damage, like 9 damage, 12 damage, something along that line. The Knob, if you have a good deck for it, you're still taking like 24, 30 damage. The Lagamods, you can take like 0 damage, but if you have a bad deck for that, that can easily, it can go up to a lot. Blast Knife. Deal 8 damage twice to increase the damage by 2 this combat. So the upgraded one is very strong of this. 24 for 1, and 20 for 1. Poison Stab, very solid for our deck. This doesn't synergize with our deck at all, but it's just so much damage. And we're gonna upgrade it now. Because... yeah, so much damage. Also, these means you, this boss kills off your max HP, so if you're gonna go for a lot of leads, that's often the boss you want to face. Like, he's my favorite boss. Why, I'll gladly take 15 damage for that. And I'll upgrade another one of my skills. I want Weak for 3 turns, that's really good. As good as upgrading Adrenaline would be. Okay. I think that was the most damage I could do. So, I'm not sure how much percentage he does, but the more HP you have, the more he hurts. By quite a bit. But because of our thing, you know, he was quite easy to neutralize, and we're gonna take 0 damage from this. Poison's pretty good against him because it's mostly like kill him over like 6 turns or 7, I guess 8 technically. So that'll be good. Take no damage. Easy. What are you called? Hexaghost. Makes sense. He's a hexagon that's also a ghost. I wonder if they all have their lore. Okay, let's do more leg sweep and then hurt you a lot more. Oh. Okay, we have plenty of poison. Sucker punch. I don't need to use any relics or anything. What's the next boss gonna be? Because we're definitely not going to face the champion. So what are the other 2 bosses? I think it's gonna be the Hyper Beam one. I don't know what it's called. It has like 2 little floaty things. What's the other boss? There's one that summons minions and sits on a throne and has a hood on. Basically me as if I were a boss. Actually, I know I'm getting very tired, so I think I'm gonna call it quits after this boss and relax for a bit. Finish all of the things I was working on. I was working on cool animations, and I have been thinking about nothing else, and I was finishing it like, well, not finishing, doing it to like the last second of the stream. I was almost late due to it. So I'm gonna finish that before tomorrow and probably show it off at the next Dead by Daylight stream. I'll stream this next time I get a chance, because this game is very relaxing for me. Ooh, do I want Die, Burst, or... Die is generally the best card you want to get when you're going into Chapter 2, because so many things have many enemies. But Burst is too good because we are going Poison. After Mitchell's are really good, but it's better when you're having 0 quest cards. Alright, well, since this run's probably gonna take another hour otherwise, thank you all for coming. I hope you had fun, and I am going to relax with some tea, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye bye.